Hello and welcome to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a real person in the process. 790-2040. You all right over there, Tara?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. She was having headphone difficulties.
One of them wasn't working. It was
We should throw those things away.
It's because I stole the good pair.
I really think that we need to help the KVOI studio with their headphone problem by removing all the ones that don't work.
They're Sennheisers, man. You can't just throw those away.
We should give them
this part. Doesn't work.
Sennheisers working in one ear are better than most headphones that work in both ears.
It's also buzzy on the other ear.
Yeah.
It's buzzy.
You're just wearing them
buzzy.
wrong, Tara.
Yeah, I'm doing it wrong.
Yep.
They were sideways.
It's your fault.
Yeah, so welcome to the Computer Guru Show. Here where we caught... Oh, yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah, Kent's holding up the worst pair of headphones ever.
What are those
Yeah.
airplane headphones? Like
790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. That's 520-790-2040. Let's talk to Jeff. Hello, Jeff. How you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, Guru and crew.
Oh, yeah, it is the
Happy
new
New
year.
Year.
It's 2016 and stuff.
I won't learn that until August of this year.
That's right. I'm still going to typo 2015 on everything for the next 8 months. Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, two questions, Mike. First of all, on a Comcast voice, not router, modem, I was considering buying my own.
A phone modem?
Yeah.
Okay.
And getting rid of that $10 a month fee. What's your thoughts on just buy the same exact one, or are there others that are compatible that work just as well for less?
Sure. Now, you won't be able to get exactly the same one that's out there because those are sort of exclusive to the Comcast. But you can get something that's similar.
Okay, and that's okay, easy enough to set up and do?
Yeah, there's really no setup. You call them and say, hey, I've got a new modem. I'd like to put this on here. You need to make sure you specify it's a voice modem, though.
Yeah, it's got to be compatible with the voice. Yeah, okay.
Now, luckily, all of the modems, right, for your cable company, whether it be Comcast or Cox or whoever you have, they are all the same. So they're all compatible with each other because it's a monopoly, sort of. So, yeah, all you got to do is go out and find a voice modem, which you're not likely to be able to buy locally. You're probably going to have to order that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Thanks. So, next question. Email syncing, desktop Windows, Outlook, and Android phone. I can import with a Comcast and Gmail account. Gmail always works great. Everything, the inbox on the desktop mirrors the inbox on the phone. The Comcast one works great at first, and then I think I lose the sync after a while, and I have to remove the account and redo it. Is there anything going wrong there? What can I do to make that work all the time?
So with the Comcast one, it's set up as an IMAP account and it's still not synchronizing?
It's IMAP, and it's synchronized beautifully. Everything, I delete one from the phone, and I watch it on the computer, delete at the same time, and vice versa. And then after a couple days or a week or sometimes 2 weeks, I lose all syncing on just that account.
Interesting. I would say you should get better hosting. Yeah, IMAP is terrible. And the thing is that Gmail's really not a whole lot better, especially if you have a lot of mail. It's pretty slow at the whole syncing thing and will occasionally not work. But it's more reliable than the Comcast one for sure. But if you want to do it right, you're going to do an Exchange host, though.
Oh, okay.
So if you do something like Microsoft 365, or you call Computer Guru and say, hey, I want Exchange hosting, then you have an option for that. And the nice thing about that is that syncs everything. Calendars, contacts, mail, everything.
So would a workaround be I'm using the Samsung Galaxy S6 standard mail app. I don't like the Gmail app for the whatever conversation views and all that weird stuff. If I got the Outlook mail app, would that help me at all in the syncing?
It depends on whether or not the problem's on your phone or if it's on the server.
I think it's on the phone.
Yeah, well, then probably. I like the Outlook mail app. It's nice.
Is it okay for Android?
It's decent, yeah. And it's free, which is also nice.
Maybe I'll try that then and just import both accounts into that and see if it works that way before I do anything else.
Go for it. And then when that doesn't work, you should call up and get some Exchange hosting.
I don't know what that means, but I would love to.
Better mail is what it means. All right. Thank you
right.
for the call, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, the Exchange stuff is awesome. You guys are using it because, well, yeah, you work for me, so yeah.
So we have to. The one thing I did want to say, though, is that he was mentioning the buying your own modem thing.
Yeah.
You should definitely do that.
Or stop having landlines.
Yeah. Or, I mean, just in general for, okay, I just read a story recently about Comcast where they weren't polling data usage properly, and they were attributing an extra 70 gigs a month to this guy's internet.
Right.
And he measured that because he was out of the country, and it said that he went over his cap. And he's like, are you kidding me? I was not at my house. No one was for 2 weeks.
Right.
And so he hooked up his own modem, and that problem went away.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Comcast, of course, says that's unintentional, which they would never do that to a customer, let's just say.
No, not at all. Nor would they, apply expletives to your name in their records or anything like that.
Right. They would never do that.
No. I mean, and if it does happen, it's a
single employee acting out of the best interest of the company.
Or they were looking out for the customer.
Yeah.
In the best.
And that problem's been handled. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's totally. Do you remember that? Where
Yes.
They were changing people's names, and the only reason that anybody found out is because somebody put it in the wrong field, and it showed up on their bill. And it was like, this dude's a tard or something,
Something to that effect.
Something horrible, like not radio, not radio friendly at all, calling him all kinds of names in his bill. And, Comcast wouldn't do that.
And it happened to more than one person, too.
I wouldn't mind that showing up on my bill because I'd be like, at least they're being honest with me finally.
Yeah, right. It's the only time Comcast has been honest is when they called me names in my bill. Oh, Comcast.
Did you see that post on Facebook where it said something about eliminating drugs in the United States? Step number 1, eliminate drugs in the United States. Step number 2, have them buy their drugs through Comcast customer support.
That's how you do it, right?
Well, then you'd need the drugs because you'd be rage quitting the call.
Yeah, well, you might eliminate drugs, but you'd end up with an alcohol problem everywhere. You're just, I've got to call Comcast today. It's terrible. Oh, okay. So we got a couple of things that we can bring up here, right?
Stuff and things.
Let's do the Apple one. All right, so
Okay.
Apple faces $5 million lawsuit for allegedly slowing the phone with iOS 9, the iPhone 4 model with iOS 9.
I honestly, the story kind of surprised me because I thought that was like just par for the course.
Well, I mean, it would be the same thing. I'm looking at this. I mean, first of all, the iPhone 4 is old.
Right.
Really old. And I can't imagine somebody calling up or suing Microsoft because they've got this machine from the mid-'90s that can't run Windows 10.
So if I understand this correctly, are they saying that Apple intentionally put malicious software into the device that made it not compatible with older models?
They're saying that they intentionally crippled the phone.
Okay.
Because it's old.
Because, for instance, this tablet that I'm using right now is the original model Nexus 7 tablet.
Right.
It don't play nice with the newest update. It's very slow. I'm already in the market for a new one because of that.
Right.
But that's just the nature of the game, Yeah,
I guess people just don't understand. I mean, you buy an iPhone, first of all, it's an iPhone 4, right? iPhones are not eternal, right? Yeah. It's not like you buy one and it's good for the rest of your life, right? There's security updates, there's feature updates. The new
final iPhone, it's not even my final form.
It's like you buy one iPhone, you're good for life. That is not a marketing strategy that Apple wants to do.
Yeah.
Well, the class action lawsuit is the update significantly slowed down their iPhones and interfered with the normal usage of the device.
I'm interested to see how they will prove that.
It says that when they updated to iOS 9, that it was supposed to be compatible and had support with the iPhone 4S, and it was explicitly stated by Apple, and that they wouldn't even let them roll back out of iOS 9.
First of all, you can roll back, but
this is what they're stating. I'm
these
just
are
reading.
These are iPhone users here, so.
Well, let's take it back to the PC example. All right, so if you have a PC, you've got an old AMD dual core machine that has been running we'll say even Windows 7, all right, for a while, and everything's been great. And then you go ahead and you put like a newer version of Windows on. You put 10 on there. You get all the new Office, all the new updates, and it is really, really slow.
So you got a fancy new paperweight.
All right, so it still works. It's just slow, right? Because there's just not enough horsepower behind it to run something that is a heavier application. Then I want to see, you know what I want to see? I want to see lawsuits against Norton. right? Just
Yeah.
because
They are intentionally slowing down your machine.
yeah, you put that on your machine. Norton and McAfee both. You put that on the machine just turns into a rock. You know how they keep you from getting an infection? They make the machine unusable. That's how that works.
I call that dropping anchor when you install that. And this is where I stay.
I cannot get an infection now.
It's a lawsuit for false advertising, but maybe it's lack of common sense.
I mean, I just, as far as the Apple thing goes, I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but I kind of side with Apple on this. They should have the right to make their newest software super fast.
Well, where do you draw that line, though? Do they make it so that you can't get the upgrade?
Yeah, that's what I would like to see.
And if you can't get the upgrade, and then of course you don't have there's a lot of things you can't do. There's a lot of apps you can't run. Or do you make it so they can get the upgrade, but there's a performance,
Personally, I mean, like as far as my tablet's concerned, I would have really liked it if I woke up one day and it was asking me if I wanted to upgrade. And if it said, your device isn't 100% compatible with the latest version of Android, do you want to put it on there anyway? I would have been like, no.
Right. Did you roll back?
No, I haven't yet. Okay. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'd rather just buy a new tablet.
Yeah, seeing they give those things away free over at Verizon.
Yeah.
See, then you'd have people complaining that they're forcing you to buy the newest version of the iPhone.
Right.
Then there'd be a different class action lawsuit for that.
Yeah.
Because Sue happy.
But I mean, also the other thing is that $5 million to Apple is like not even their legal fees for a
pittance.
Week.
So let's say you have an older device and you want to get some upgrades, right? But you really love this older device. You should probably take your older device, especially if it has 4 wheels, down to Perfection Auto Works. They would, they'd be happy to do some upgrades on your machine over there.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a segue. I won't say if it was a good one.
It wasn't a good one. It was a bad
but it was a segue.
Anyway, Perfection Auto Works, perfectionautoworks.com. They're over in Beverly and Speedway. They're very, very good people. You should check them out. You should thank them for supporting the Computer Guru Show, which they have done so graciously for just about a year now.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, and they've been great. They I don't know. As far as sponsors go, they've been really great. Lots of good feedback. And as far as I know, I have people calling and saying that they try to go down there and that they're pretty happy when they can get an appointment because they're busy down there at Perfection Auto Works, and there's got to be a good reason for that. So give them a call. Listen to their ad. It's coming up next. This is Computer Guru Show. We'll be right back.
Computer troubles? Need some advice? Call in now. Mike Swanson will be back after these messages. The Computer Guru Show, AM 1030, KVOY, The Voice. Your technology guru, Mike Swanson, is answering all your questions one by one.
Yes, science!
So chime in with yours. The website is gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. It's a good thing you brought this drink back in here for me.
You're a bad influence on me. I don't drink Monsters until I come on this show, and then I'm suddenly got one in my head. It just appears there.
Right, just totally.
I refuse.
It's an apparition.
Disgusting.
That's why you add the 5-hour energy to it.
No, you can taste the B vitamin in it. It's so nasty.
You need to just you
don't need more vitamins in your life if you can taste the B vitamin in this.
Yes, you can. And Rockstar too. They're all of them. I can taste all the nastiness.
Get some
it's grainy.
Get some one-a-days or something.
I do have one-a-days because I don't eat vegetables.
These are Monsters are Mike's one a day.
Yeah,
it's got all. This is my one a week.
It's got what plants crave.
I do one of these a week.
It's its own food group.
It's got electrolytes.
That's right. It's what gurus crave. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. Well, let's take some calls here. We're going to talk to George. Hello, George. How you doing?
Good. Let me ask, Windows 10 comes with its own antivirus. Is that enough, or do you need another antivirus program with it?
You do not need another antivirus, but there should be another piece of software installed, which is the paid version of Malwarebytes.
What's that?
The paid version of Malwarebytes.
Oh, okay.
So go to malwarebytes.org. That's malwarebytes.org. And download the premium version. If you don't pay for it, you're not getting the protection that you need. It's $30 a year for 3 machines, by the way.
Definitely worth it.
Okay.
Absolutely worth it.
Have you ever heard of something called ESET?
Yep. ESET's a decent antivirus, but I mean, that's actually a very good antivirus. And if you want to pay for an extra antivirus, you can do that as well. However, we think that the most efficient and most beneficial way for you to move along is to have the free antivirus that comes with Windows 10 and the paid version of Malwarebytes.
Is that Windows Defender?
Yeah, it's Defender.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for the call.
Can you get that if you're not on Windows 10?
Yeah, Windows 7 has Defender as well. But they call it Security Essentials.
Oh, okay, so that's still Security Essentials.
It's the same thing. Yeah. So Defender in Windows 7 is more like it's sort of like Malwarebytes.
Right.
So you have Essentials, that's your antivirus, and you have Defender, which is your anti-malware. In Windows 10, that's combined into a single thing, just Windows Defender, because apparently the Security Essentials name was getting hammered.
Yeah, yep.
And with good reason. It's not a great antivirus. It really isn't. But it's good enough as far as the machine is concerned, as long as you have some sort of supplemental protection as well.
Like Malwarebytes.
Like Malwarebytes, which is why we recommend that. And one of these days I'm going to talk to them about paying me for it. But that's what we recommend. All right, we'll move right along. Let's go to Joe. Hello, Joe. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Holy moly. Hello, Joe.
Excited.
What can I do for you?
Well, I got a question. I've listened to my guru, and I've got me a Western Digital external hard drive for backups.
Okay.
And I thought I could clone it onto that. Well, I guess because I have solid states on my computer, and this is a conventional drive, apparently it won't do it. Is that correct?
No.
No. Okay. Well, it's saying something about it has some kind of different sector disks or something. I don't recall exactly what it said.
What method are you using for cloning, and why are you cloning it?
Well, to back it up well, and then do incremental backups.
All right. If you do a clone, you can't do incrementals. So.
Oh, you cannot increment the clone?
You can't. No, because then it's no longer a clone. So.
Okay.
So what Windows do you have?
I got 10.
Okay. So just use the regular file backup that comes with 10.
Okay.
So if you just use the regular file backup, it does incremental backups on an hourly basis as long as that thing's plugged into your machine.
Right, yeah. Well, it came with a Kronos Western Digital version type.
Yeah, don't use that
backup.
either.
Don't use that.
No.
So, yeah, I've been listening to you guys. You guys said that you don't like, you're not too keen on Kronos anymore. So,
the Acronis stuff had the problem with Acronis is that, yeah, it's a great backup software if you're really, really watching it, because you end up with a lot of corruption, at least in the previous versions. Now, we haven't used it in a while just because you can only have so many failures before you lose your mind and want to throw things on the floor.
Yeah.
So I would say that you just use the built-in file backup, because it is recoverable using the built-in recovery options for Windows 10, and just back up using that method to the drive itself without doing a clone.
So I should scrap the Acronis completely.
Uninstall it completely, yeah.
Okay.
And not to mention that the new versions of Acronis seem to be slowing machines down quite a lot. So
because I had bought in 2015 last year, so and I was using that. And then it came when I bought this external just like a couple of weeks ago, and it said, to install that because it was specifically for the external drive.
Well, ultimately,
I went in and installed it, and installed their thing, and I still couldn't do it.
Ultimately, it's your call. So if you're comfortable using Acronis and you feel that that's going to keep you safe, then go for it. Otherwise, we just tell people to use the built-in Windows backup.
No, I think I'll go check out the built-in Windows backup. Might as well. I mean, if it's one less thing I got to have on my computer.
There you go.
So, okay, I ask you another question?
If you can make it quick.
Okay, you had talked about, I converted to solid states because I was listening to you.
Right.
All right. Now, you talked about you had 4 solid states in an array.
Yes, an arrayed 10.
What is that, and does that make it, can I do that, or what? I only have 2, but I'm not even sure what that means.
You can do that if you want to. If you only have 2 drives, it's going to require a complete reinstall of your system. But you can if your board supports it, if it supports RAID.
Okay. I bought it. It was in 12. It's a Dell XPS 85.
XPS is support RAID, so it would do it. I highly recommend that you let somebody do it for you.
Right.
However, if you're
because I'm
feeling
not
brave,
that
go
tech
for it.
Maybe take
Yeah,
that clone back up first.
Yeah, you might want to do the backup. You definitely want to do the backup first.
Okay, all right. Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
Appreciate the
Love
call,
your
Jim.
show. I hope you get lots of backers.
Oh, I hope so too. If you know any, you point them my way, will you?
I sure will.
Thanks for the call, Joe.
Thank you. Bye.
Who's next? Mark? All right. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good. Maybe you could end up holding me over the break?
I don't know. Go for it.
Okay. Well, talking about phones, I'm thinking now come into the 21st century. I've got an ancient flip phone that I just keep in the car because that's all it's good for is an emergency.
Yeah, you and Rob.
Yeah, I got a flip phone too.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking of I've been looking at the Note 5, and either between that or a tablet, and all these plans, Straight Talk, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, and other ones out there. Where do you get it from? Do go through.
You got to simplify your question for me, Mark. What are you asking?
Yeah. So, you have particular services that you despise.
Right.
And which were they?
Don't do Straight Talk, first of all.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only one cell phone provider in Tucson, right? And that's Verizon. Right.
Okay.
Everybody else is like, you might as well be running some string and tin cans.
Straight Talk is Verizon, but the service, the customer service, makes it not worth it at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't pay your phone bill for like one extra day, and you could potentially lose your phone number.
So, yeah, unfortunately, just because of the wireless layout that is Tucson, there's only one decent cell phone provider. And everybody else is like, well, you get the every other word plan, no matter which plan you have, right? Because all you hear is every other word. So, unfortunately, and I sincerely mean this, unfortunately, there's only one cell phone provider in town.
Verizon does do pay-as-you-go, though. You just have to buy the phone up front, and the Note 5 is not going to be cheap.
Right. And then there's, get it from Walmart or Best Buy or...
All those extra ones like TrackPhone and Straight Talk, those are all just Verizon anyway. They're all on the Verizon network.
And then, okay. And then, so Verizon, T-Mobile is not viable either?
Yeah, T-Mobile is... I have this thing with any place where you walk in to talk to customer service and there's some dude standing there with a gun. All right, so that would be like Cricket and most of the T-Mobile stores. It's just, no. I guess the way I look at it is if I walk in there and I feel unsafe, into the store, I'm probably not going to be buying my phone there. So there's, and I know it's not a very good, there's no technical reason behind it other than, this is kind of terrible.
Well, the good thing about Verizon is that the people who rob you are behind the counter.
That's right. Yeah, you know who's going to rob you at Verizon, which is Verizon.
Well, because some people would feel safe when they walk into a store and there's somebody there with a gun.
Yeah, but
I guess it depends on the person holding the gun. Huh?
Yeah, I guess so. But as far as the cell phone stuff is concerned, really the only choice in Tucson is Verizon. Whereas that's different, like if you're in Los Angeles, as an example. I mean, Sprint rules Los Angeles because they have enough towers that everything works. But for some reason, they can't do that here. Maybe it's because they just dress them up as saguaro cactus. I don't know.
And then there's the Note 4 versus the Note 5, the newest one. I would be inclined to get the newest one.
That's sure, but I'm not the person asking about that because I hate all Samsung phones.
Okay.
And that's just me. I don't like the feel of them. I don't like the interface. I prefer the Motorola interface versus the Samsung interface.
That's probably the only legitimate reason to dislike a Samsung phone, so good for you.
Otherwise, they're decent phones, and they're pretty tough. Like, my daughter has the S4, and she abuses that thing. Holy moly, she's rough on that phone. The screen's cracked, and she's dropped it a billion times, and we've replaced the battery a whole bunch of times in it. The thing's still kicking. I bought her one of the Moto X's. It lasted a day before it was dead. And I was just like, wow. So, yeah, Samsung makes some pretty tough phones.
Yeah, they do.
And then the nice thing about the Notes is you can, with the stylus, write on it fairly easily.
Yeah, it's a big phone.
All right, Mark, I got to move on here.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks for the call. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, if you're on hold, we're going to take your call. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. See you in a minute.
Your computer guru, Mike Swanson, is here to help you tame that beast of a machine. Join the chat right now at gurushow.com or call in. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOY, The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOI, The Voice.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. You know, we're going to do the other one first. Let's go ahead and talk to Robert. Hello, Robert. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon. I have an Apple 4S, and I take care of it. I don't knock it around. I've got a case on it that could, like a rubber tire tread.
Right.
And I noticed that it started, I update it about every other day just to back up my stuff.
Right.
And I noticed that it started acting funny, wasn't responding, Siri was slow.
Right.
Things started slowing down. Then I read on the internet that Apple updated possibly to slow your older phones down to provide incentive to buy a new one. Do you buy into that?
I don't believe that it was any type of intentional incentive to push you into a newer phone. I do believe that the phone is really old and should be replaced.
The newer updates are meant to run on newer hardware, so you're going to experience some slowdown.
Okay. Is there a way I can go back and download 8 and get out of 9?
Yeah, you can roll back and it's a process, but there are some instructions online on how to do it, but it involves basically putting your phone in recovery mode and connecting it to iTunes and then forcing it to an older ROM. And
okay, so it'll be done through iTunes.
Yeah, you have to do it through iTunes to make this happen.
Okay, I'll Google all that.
Yeah, it's not a terrible process. Basically, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to download an iOS 8 ROM, and you're gonna copy it onto your machine, and then you're gonna plug your phone in and put it in recovery mode, and then restore using or specifying a ROM. And then what that'll do is it'll load the older version of the OS on your phone, and it'll be fine. Just don't upgrade. All right, it's you either upgrade the phone or you upgrade the OS, and you know.
Well, I have an upgrade coming in March, but I'm too cheap to spend the $200, so I'm going to get what I can for $50.
Okay.
Lastly, do these updates, do you find that they enhance the performance of the phone?
Well, at the very least, they enhance the security of the phone.
The security.
Right.
Okay.
And if you have newer hardware, then you get nice newer features. So, I mean, considering that all of the apps now, you know, like they're really utilizing the processors on the newer phones, you know, nicer graphics, faster operation, you're going to feel it a lot if you have old hardware and you try to use some of the newer stuff.
Yeah, the applications, that makes a lot of sense because Google Maps is slow.
Everything's going to be slow on an iPhone 4.
Plus, Google Maps is wrong about 5% of the time.
Well, it's better than the other ones.
Well, when I loaded Google Maps, it somehow eliminated the mapping program that came on my phone.
No, it's still there.
Is it? It's not utilities or anything. How do I find it?
Swipe down from the top of the screen,
Yeah.
and that'll put you in search mode, and you type maps.
Okay.
There you go. All right,
Well,
let's go ahead and talk to Steve. Hello, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I have Windows 7 and a version of Malwarebytes that I paid for, but it was quite a long time ago. I just got a new computer with Windows 10. Can that program be transferred over to my new computer?
If you have one of the lifetime licenses, which was a while back.
Yes.
No.
No. Okay, so I have to get the $30 one for 3 computers?
Yeah, it's an annual package now rather than the lifetime.
Okay, so the lifetime isn't a lifetime.
Well, it's a lifetime. It's the lifetime of that machine.
That machine.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much yourself. Well, let's go ahead and talk to Mike.
Hi. I heard your conversation about Windows 10 protection.
Yeah.
I have Windows 10, and you suggested the
Malwarebytes.
Bytes, yes. I have McAfee. What do you think about McAfee?
I think it's terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Norton or McAfee.
Huh?
I don't like Norton or McAfee.
Because does it slow it down? Is that it?
Well, all right. So Norton does a really good job of slowing the machine down to the point where it's unusable.
Norton, yeah.
And McAfee just doesn't protect you.
Really? Because my sister put my computer on her McAfee account.
Well, that was awfully nice of her, but it doesn't do you any favors.
Doesn't do any good. Because, I heard that other conversation about Malwarebytes, and I was just wondering what you thought of McAfee. Okay.
Yeah. The sad part is that McAfee does a worse job of protecting you than like Security Essentials. And Security Essentials is not a good antivirus. So the fact that it can be worse and cost more is baffling to me.
It also gives you a false sense of security. You'd probably be safer if you just didn't have anything on there because you'd be cognizant of it.
Right, you would be careful. So if you're going to leave that on there, that's fine, I suppose. But still, Malwarebytes, paid version for everyone. That's the way that this works.
That's the best protection for my computer.
Well, it's definitely better than what you've got.
Than the McAfee? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Okay, thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks for the call.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about the subject that Kent brought up. There is a bill that expired at the end of the year, and it's going to make the world difficult for anybody who's doing streaming music. We'll be right back.
Whether you're dealing with hardware installation or, heaven forbid, a virus,
No!
Mike Swanson is answering all your questions one by one. So call in or chat in with yours. The website, gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show on AM 1030 KVOY The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show.
You know, I thought I was going to talk about stuff. Yeah. But it turns out that we need a 2-hour show. That's what we need.
We really, really do.
We could certainly use some sponsors. I think that if anybody decides that they want to, sponsor the show, we can take care of it.
Wouldn't you like to hear my silky voice for another hour?
Oh, silky.
Week? Yeah.
Silky smooth, baby. There you go. All right. Let's talk to Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hey, for a sponsor, just check in with me here after today's lotto drawing, and I'll let you know.
All right. So you win the lottery, you give me a call, will you?
Yeah, I will. I'll spot you. Anyway, Windows 10, cheap shot, no DVD player. What's your favorite?
VLC player with the codec add-on.
Oh, you like VLC, huh?
VLC's awesome.
I like free. That's what I like. Free is good. So if you get the codec pack that's out there and you get the VLC player, you can play DVDs with that, and it's nice and free. Now, if you decide that you want to go with the more commercial version, Power DVD is not bad.
So they have one of those for Win 10.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I was pretty disappointed that their funny story was if you had the media version, then you could get the other version.
It's
from Windows.
Thank you very much to lawsuits, and that's really just how this works, right?
Oh, is this a lawsuit thing?
Yeah. So they basically the people who own the rights to the DRM that's used on DVDs sued Microsoft for allowing you to play DVDs in Windows. So there you go. This is the result. Fine, no DVDs in Windows unless you have a third-party solution.
It's ridiculous.
So,
didn't I hear this story a long time ago where Betamax was going to destroy Disney or something like that?
There you go. Thanks for the call, Mark. I appreciate it.
Hey, guys. See you. I appreciate it. Have a Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
You too. All right, let's talk to Robin. Hello, Robin.
Yeah,
I was wondering if you had any opinions on the best cell phone insurance.
Not really. All right, so what kind of phone do you have?
Verizon. I get their it's $11 a month. I came with the phone, and I want to. Okay.
Do you rent the phone or do you own it?
I own it.
All right, so it's all paid off. You just bought the phone outright.
Yeah.
Yeah. The $11 a month isn't bad. I do that for my phone just in case something horrific happens, like I drop my phone in the toilet or something.
Okay.
And for $11 a month, that's not terrible. Now you have a $150 deductible, so you have to think about over the course of a year, you're going to spend $140, and then beyond that, you have $150 deductible depending on the phone that you have. So you're $300. You're halfway to a new phone already. Right. So it's entirely possible that if you are relatively careful with your phone and your phones on average last longer than 2 years, then you don't necessarily need that insurance.
Okay.
You can save yourself a little bit of money.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right. Appreciate the call.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
You got any opinions on this, Mr. Flip Phone?
Actually, the whole reason I have my flip phone is because if I break it, I don't care. And it only costs $20 a month.
There you go. All right. Let's go ahead and talk to Tom. Hello, Tom. How you doing?
Yeah, hey, Guy. I have a quick question. Is there a good primer on ebooks, how to, what service to use? If I'm going to sell an ebook product that I author, do I manage the whole enchilada, or is it just better to go to a service that does that for you?
If you don't want to make any money at all, you go to a service.
No, well, okay, let's not do that one.
And then, well, hold on. This is a double-edged bad sword here. Then the other option is that you self-publish and nobody sees your book to buy it.
Well, I don't like either one of your answers.
I mean,
wait a second. How about this? I have a subject that I can get a lot of splash on YouTube. I mean, this is a subject that is going to strike near and here to the hearts of people in the Southwest. Okay, I could have like a 99-cent teaser, where you go in and I'll show you half of what I'm going to do, and then for maybe $3 more, you can get the whole enchilada. This is an affordable doodad.
Okay.
So you're telling me if you go to a service, by the time you're done paying all the fees, you net nothing. I hear a lot of guys that are doing ebooks for $2 and $3. I've heard them on the radio shows. They say, "Hey, this is my newest yada yada for $3." So they must be doing something.
Yeah, and they're self-publishing, and you're hearing them because they have a platform in which to announce. So for a lot of authors, they don't necessarily have a radio show which they can announce.
That's true. That's true. But in this new age of social media, if you have a subject matter that is near and dear to the hearts of people in the Southwest, okay, cut your air conditioning bill in half, okay?
Right. So I would go with the self-publishing route if you think that you have the platform on which to launch the book.
I will say that Amazon's fees for the Kindle store are pretty reasonable.
Right, and that's part of the self-publishing, right? You're going to be taking your book and then you're going to pay a fee to put it into like the Apple Store and the Amazon ebook library. You're gonna pay a fee to them to do that.
Yeah.
And then after that, or they'll take a percentage. You get a choice.
Do you have big upfront stuff here, or can you literally start on a dime?
No, they're
with Amazon. I mean, anyone can throw it on there that day.
Oh, okay. Well, so basically, you throw something on, try it out for free, or 5 cents or 99 cents, whatever.
Yeah, because you're selling on commission, basically, right, or on contingency.
Yeah. In other words, what I'd like to do, I'd like to start something either for free or like 99 cents, that type of stuff. And then if you're really interested and you really want to know, like $4. It's still very affordable. I'd like to go with the masses. If I get 100,000 hits at $4 each, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I think that what you're going to do is you're going to offer it $4, you're going to discount to $2, and then that's going to be your sales point, because most people aren't going to pay more than a couple bucks for ebooks.
Yeah, like at the most $4. But basically, do you think that model works? I mean, there must be people that are.
I know people that are doing it, and they say it's working well for them. In fact, they keep trying to convince me to write a book.
And on those routes, you get an immediate audience anyway. You can get promoted in the Kindle recent.
Is there a way if you do an ebook? I mean, this is like maybe a 20-page instruction book. Okay, how to get 150 miles to the gallon, whatever.
Right.
Is there a way where if they download it or access it, you can prevent them from publishing it themselves, really? So basically, it's out there.
It's out. You got to look at it this way. You're going to be fighting the same fight that everybody else is fighting when it comes to piracy, right? And
if you make it
the difference
cheap enough,
is you're not good at it.
That's true, but if you make it cheap enough, is somebody really going to go to the effort of stealing something for $3 or $4?
Your best bet is to not even bother thinking about that, because if someone wants to copy it and steal it, they're going to. You can't. The movie studios can't stop it. You can't either.
That little thing that this is only for one-time use really doesn't do very much.
Well, maybe only to the people that actually bought it.
I mean, do the FBI piracy warnings mean anything to anyone?
Well, but I mean, you figure a first-run movie is $19 to see, so there's a reason to pirate it. I'm thinking if I'm down into the $3 or $4 range, it's like
if you're doing $3 or $4 for a 20-page book, then your price per word is about the same as what it is to go to the movies. So as far as that stuff,
but my words are worth a lot.
It's not. So they think so too. So it's not about the amount that you charge for the book, right? It's some people just aren't willing to pay for it because they can get it for free.
There are people who pirate $2 and $3 games.
Yeah, right. So stop thinking about the piracy because first of all, it's $2 or $3, and that $2 or $3 isn't going to kill you.
No,
right.
No.
So as far as that stuff is concerned, if you're charging $4 a book and you get 100 people that pirate it and you get 1,000 people that buy it, I don't necessarily think that $100 you're not really going to be thinking about that a whole lot.
That's true. Okay, thanks for the Thanks for the tips. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate the call.
You know what the best thing about a pirated movie is? There's no piracy warnings at the beginning.
That's right.
I can't believe we're almost out of time already.
Oh my goodness.
We need 2 hours.
We do need 2 hours. We need people to support us on Patreon so we can afford it because
Mm-hmm.
we have to pay for the extra time if that is the case, like we pay for this time. So if you can go to patreon.com/Guru Show, you can support us with as little as $1 a month. Although we're waiting for somebody to do the $1,000 a month sponsorship. We really are. Yeah. That would be helpful.
Crossing my fingers, 2016.
That would pay for an extra hour.
Go read the Patreon rewards. If somebody does the $1,000 a month thing, you get a ton of really cool stuff.
Yes, you do, and you basically get to become a part of the show, which is kind of nice.
I will say that I'm your friend on air. That alone is worth the $1,000 a month.
That's like a $10,000 gift. It really is.
Really, it's priceless.
You know who else is supporting us on Patreon?
Desert Pro Commercial Cleaning LLC. We don't cut corners, we clean corners. And you can find them at TucsonDesertPro.com.
Yeah, you want to check out their work? Go over to the East Side location, 64 North Harrison, and you can see how clean and pretty it is in there. It is. It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous in there. So you can go ahead and visit us and check us out there. Also, you can see us at our original location, 510 East Fort Lowell, or you can give us a call at 304-8300. We're open today until 5 at Fort Lowell. So if you want to bring your machine in, get it fixed up, have any questions, you go down there and talk to one of the techs. They're very, very anxious to help you. I don't know about anxious, but yeah, because it's Saturday is the day they
bring their hands waiting to help you.
They're like, oh, man, I could be fixing all these computers, but I would rather be talking to customers in the lobby.
It's a new year. Get a new, fresh start with an awesome computer.
Yeah, and donate your old one because we're still trying to do our complete the holiday giveaway.
Yeah.
So we had lots of great nominations, but not necessarily a whole lot of machines to...
We need the other end of it.
Yeah, the other half of the equation is required. So if you got a new machine for Christmas or you just decide right now in the new year that you're tired of your old one, donate your old one to us so we can fix it up, give it away. We'll find somebody who is very, very deserving of a new machine and we'll straighten it out for you. Anyway, thank you for listening to this week's Computer Guru Show. We very much appreciate you listening. Give us a call at 304-8300 or come see us at 510 East Fort Lowell. We're very happy to be here, and we'll be serving you for the next year right here on KVOI. We'll see you next week.